What's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm not usually the guy you see on a Monday on the HighLowSports YouTube page. I'm sorry. I apologize if you're looking for DJ. It is not mock draft Monday today. No, it's draft week. So we're waiting on our mock draft till Wednesday. Guys, I do encourage you to stick around because it is a special edition of Tier Tuesdays on a Monday, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys have been following along, or maybe you haven't, there's been a bit of a 2-week hiatus on Tier Tuesdays. I had a little bit of a work thing pop up, so I had to hold off on putting the videos out for Tier Tuesdays during those couple weeks. But, well, that just means we have an episode 3 out of the 4 days going into the draft. So, guys, this is episode 1 of this week, and we are going to talk very special grouping because it's not just one group. We're going to do 2 groups at one time here. We're doing the linebackers and the safeties. So a quarterback, and you can call them the running back of the defense, if you will. We're going to combine into one. Pick which one for one you want. I don't want to make either one angry as an offensive lineman. Never was my goal to make them angry. I like to make them laugh because then they would forget what they were trying to do. But guys, no, these linebackers, these safeties, you can't just make them laugh and they'll forget what they're trying to do. These guys are some of the better linebackers and safeties we have in the draft. I have 2 from the linebacking core I want to talk about. 3 from the safeties that I want to kind of highlight here. Don't want to do too crazy. If you guys watch any of the Tier Tuesdays up to this point, you guys know these are not rankings. These are just what my thoughts are on these guys going forward, and I put them into a tier list because who doesn't love a good tier list? If you guys know anything about HighLowSports, well, that's part of our thing. Rants, rankings, and recaps. And, well, this falls under the rankings category in a way. But guys, as always, if you haven't checked it out, if you guys haven't heard the news, you haven't seen the videos, they're all over social media. Definitely recommend you check them out. We are hosting, DJ and myself are hosting the Belly Up Sports NFL Draft Special on Thursday. That is on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Live, we'll be giving you live reactions to all of the picks as well as analysis from Belly Up Sports personalities all over the league. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Belly Up Sport experts from all over the network. They're going to be joining us. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a lot of friends joining us, old and new. There's going to be a lot of little pop-up videos that come up from people wanting to drop their opinion in. And you guys can get involved in the comment section as well. But that's not all. And this part of getting involved in the comment section, we are also giving away Righteous Felon Jerky to a lucky individual. We have a post going out on the Belly Up Sports social media. It is an over-under guess. I want you to submit your choice for over or under. You get to choose one. You don't get to choose 2. You get to choose 1 for how many quarterbacks are going to be drafted in the first round. So we're going to pick a line. We're going to set that. We might use our friends over at DraftKings to get the line for number of quarterbacks there. But guys, look, you just have to pick an option. If it's a push, then, well, guess what? Everybody's entered. We put it into a pot. And like you've seen us do giveaways before in the past, we use a random generator, one of those little fun circle wheels, and they spin and they pick one of the names that we have entered. That'll be after the first round of the draft. We will notify you on Friday who won and who gets their free righteous jerky. Cannot complain there, man. That's great beef jerky. Or if you're not a jerky fan and you're not a meat eater, Righteous Felon has a lot of great stuff, including dog treats. My dog loves them. She will literally lose her mind. Brew had some, DJ's dog. They absolutely enjoyed every single moment of it. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep, previewing something that's not today, but don't forget Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll remind you again at this end of the episode as well. Guys, we're going to get right into the linebackers and safeties and our tier list for this one. So I have 4 tiers, 4 or 5 guys. Wow, that was a lot of numbers in one sentence. 4 for 5, if you will. So I have on this list, we're going to start at the top, work our way down. I have the immediate starters. The one of the 2 linebackers on this list is Peyton Wilson out of NC State. If you guys know anything about the linebacking class this year, this is probably the top guy. NFL ready. He's going to fit into pretty much any scheme there. He is the future of a franchise wherever he goes at linebacker. There's very few places he could go that have a need for a first-round linebacker that will take Peyton Wilson. That will not take Peyton Wilson as their top pick at linebacker. So, guys, definitely this guy's an immediate starter. In no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Joining him in the immediate starter category is from the safety grouping. That is Cameron Kitchens. Look, he's great all around. There's a couple questions about him here and there from different draft experts. Some of them don't even have him number 1 on They're big boards for safety, whatever. I don't care. This guy's an immediate starter. He has the athleticism, he has the IQ, he has the ability to range across the field. He can also slide into the box, play as a seventh and eighth defender, depending on the scheme, and you're gonna love him. He's gonna be a good safety for a long time. That is just what it is. He is an NFL starter. He is an immediate starter his rookie year, depending on where he goes. Obviously, there's a couple places where he could go that already have a quality starter. I don't know why they would take him then, but it might be a situation where he's best available and they just take him. But now moving down, A is for athlete. That's right. If you guys know anything about these tier maker lists, this is my little funny one in here because in the normal tier makers, the second category is always listed as A. Well, this just so happens I'm using it as A is for athlete. So if you guys remember those old picture books, kids books, when they talk about the alphabet and what each letter means, A is for apple. Well, change that up to A is for athlete, and athlete is Edgerrin Cooper out of Texas A&M. Pure athlete, absolute stud at linebacker. Little raw, talented, like technicality wise, but that can all be taught. You cannot teach athleticism. I think I've said this every single time I do one of these lists going into this draft. Athletes who can play at the next level are rare. You can teach the technical ability if they're willing. You take that athlete and you mold him into what you want. You put him in the right positions as a coach, he will reward you, much like Micah Parsons did for Dan Quinn. That's just what it is. Much like DeMarcus Ware did for Dallas for many years and Wade Phillips. So there's a lot of ability there with an athlete. You just have to shape them into what you need for your team and put them in the right positions. Because it's one thing to shape them, second thing to put them in the right positions. So moving down, best in a two deep role. This is Tyler Nubin. A lot of people have him as their number one overall safety. Sure, I'm okay with that. I don't really have a opinion between him and Cameron Kitchens. I think they're both really good at what they do. I do think Tyler Nubin, though, is best in a role where he can sit back and drop into a deep coverage, be the last guy back, but not responsible for the whole field. We talked about Kyle Hamilton being this way going into the draft a few years back and how he needed to be a third, be one of the back three. And you saw what he was able to do in Baltimore this last year when they put him into those roles where he could either be the deepest man and not have to worry about the sides of the field, just worry about the middle, or he could man up against a bigger, stronger tight end and do really well. Well, I don't know if I can say the same about Tyler Nubin as far as matching up, but he does have the size, he does have the talent, he does have the IQ to do all of these things. So Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota, best in a two deep scheme for me, but he's still going to be a really good safety. Probably doesn't go in the first round because safety, but that's the only reason he wouldn't go there. But wouldn't be surprising to see somebody trade up in 28 through 32 and go get him. I mean, really, it could be anything there. It's just safety is one of those weird roles in the draft, like running backs, where you don't expect to see one in the first round. It's disappointing. Now moving down the list, this is the last guy on my list here. That is Javon Bullard out of Georgia. Probably a nickel defender right now in the NFL. Nothing wrong with that. He is a safety. Look, nickel roles in the NFL are huge. Kenny Moore has made a career out of being a high quality nickel corner. There's nothing wrong. Yes, Kenny Moore did have a bad year or two, depending on who you ask. If I asked DJ, I'm sure he'd say 2. But maybe just a year and a half, really a bad play. And not even bad, maybe just subpar play from Kenny Moore. But you know what? Nickel corners, man, they're nickel players, nickel defenders, whatever you want to call them. They are really good when they are really good. Like they just have to be good, and they are really good in your scheme. And the NFL nickel schemes are everywhere. Every team has one. Not like the old days where it's a 4-3-3-4, and that's all we play. We're gonna play this till I die. There's none of that Tampa 2 only type of systems anymore. It is a 4-3 Tampa 2. Let me be very clear about that. Like the old Chicago Bears, or they had even stranger 4-2 Tampa 2. Look, it's not like that. It's just purely nickel, and then go out and take your zones. It's amazing what you can do with it nowadays. Javon Bullard will absolutely fit into any NFL team he goes to. They'll all be happy with him. He will start as a nickel corner, probably. But don't be surprised if within 3 years, this guy's an everyday starter. He has the talent. He's a little raw, a little bit of bullheadedness there, a little bit of fearlessness that you love to see from a safety, from especially a hard-hitting safety. Unfortunately, they're taking that out of the game, so I don't know how well that part will translate into the next level. But look, Javon Bullard will 100% be an NFL player. and probably one of the best nickel defenders for the first 3 years. So that's my list, guys. Just recapping: Peyton Wilson and Cameron Kitchens as immediate starters. Edgerrin Cooper as A's for athlete, because he is maybe the best athlete out of these two classes. Best in a 2-deep role, Tyler Newman. There's nothing wrong with that. He's just what he's best at. He is still a really high quality player no matter where he goes, but I do think that's the best role for him if he's going to succeed at the next level. Last on the list, Javon Bullard, probably going to be a nickel defender right out of the gate. Nothing wrong again with that. That is perfectly fine. That is A-okay. Nickel defenders will have a long time tenure in the league. It's okay to be a nickel defender. Make your money, man. You guys are getting paid nowadays. So go make your money. Go have fun. Look, this is going to be a fun draft, guys, as always. Look, we appreciate you tuning in for all these Tier Tuesdays. We still have a couple more episodes to go, and we're not done yet. DJ will be joining me for the wide receivers and the corners. We have those releasing later on this week, as well as one last look at the interior defensive line. Well, it's mostly interior and exterior defensive line. So that means edge rushers included in that. That'll be also on Thursday. So guys, be sure to check all of these episodes out. Don't forget, Tier Tuesdays a Mock Draft Monday has been folded into our regular show this week. That'll be on Wednesday. Be sure to stay tuned for that, because we have a lot of fun, and we're probably going to have a lot of trades in that draft, because why not? And then Thursday, guys, 8 p.m. Eastern time, over on the Belly Up YouTube and Facebook page, we're going to be hosting the draft. We're going to be taking you through it. We're going to drive you down memory lane into the first round. It is in Detroit, so that is the drive reference I am mentioning here. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about with the draft special, you haven't seen any of our videos, here you go. Join us live Thursday, 4:25 at 8 p.m. Eastern time for the Belly Up Sports Draft Special. We'll be getting live reactions and analysis from personalities all across the Belly Up Sports Network. You'll see special guests Zach Kyleman and Josh Mahler. Jared from the Corner Booth Pod will be giving you live analysis, while DJ and Kelcey drive you through the entirety of the first round of the NFL Draft. Be sure to join us live Thursday, 4:25 at 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Belly Up Sports. There you have it, guys. And that's not all the guests we have. We have a few more that will be dropping some videos, as well as dropping in. And we might even get a little bit of a special occasion from, who knows, who we can get in this one. Guys, we have a lot of fun and a lot of things planned for you. And also, don't forget to go get your Righteous Felon entry, and your entry for your Righteous Felon jerky. Just all you got to tell us is over under on how many quarterbacks will be picked in the first round. The question is over there on the Belly Up Sports social media account, probably on the X account, and also on the Instagram account, probably Facebook as well. All you gotta do is enter that, or you can enter it during the draft up until the 5th pick. That is as far as we'll let you go, because anything beyond that is where you're starting to get into cutting the numbers. So guys, we appreciate it. As always, thank you for tuning in. We will see you again on the next episode you tune in for. And it's another Tier Tuesdays. That'll be tomorrow. We'll see you guys again soon.